Hello, I'm Chris. In a previous video, we had a look at parallel parking and the 1-2-1 method. This time it's going to be a bit more difficult by parallel parking uphill without rolling forward. I'll show you what to do with your feet and where you should be looking. Before you start the manoeuvre, have a look where the curb disappears into the back window. This is where the curb should be when you finish the parking as well. Make sure that you're confident parallel parking on a flat road before trying it uphill. I'm facing downhill and the hill alone will make me move, so I won't need to set the gas or find a biting point. I still need to be in first gear, and as soon as I move, my right foot will be ready for the brake. I've checked all around and my blind spot. I don't need to signal as there's no one around. I now drive alongside this car, keeping reasonably close to it in case another road user wants to get past me, and I'll get my left-hand door mirror lined up with the front of the other vehicle. I will then stop, go straight into reverse gear and then handbrake on. Going into reverse gear gets my white reverse lights on, which tells people behind what I'm doing. The handbrake is really useful here, as now I can get my gas and find my biting point. I know once I've got the biting point because the back of the car will raise up, and this is really important as I don't want to roll forward. Make sure you check all around before you start reversing. Make sure there's no pedestrians, cyclists or other road users. The main place you're going to be looking when reversing will be the back window. I'm going to stop before turning, so that'd be brake clutch and then handbrake on. The front of the car is going to swing out at this point, so I'm going to check all around the car, make sure it's safe and my blind spot. I'm now going to get the gas and the biting point, and then as soon as it's safe, just really feel that biting point, the back's raised up, I'll give it one whole turn to the left. This is going to get my back in, using my clutch control to go slowly uphill. I can now see that the curb is in the left-hand door mirror and it's underneath the door handle. At this point I'm going to give it 2 quick turns to the right. Now there is no perfect method, so try not to get too hung up on it, but try and use your judgment. I'm now in. I feel like it's straight, so I'm now going to straighten the wheels, one to the left. But now I can see in the left hand door mirror that I'm a bit wide, so I'll go a bit left to get the back in, steer right to get the front in, and then get past the driveway and brake clutch, handbrake on and secure the car. I can see out the back window that the curb is disappearing into the car just like it was at the start, so I must have parked okay. Let's have a look at that again, but without the pausing. Using a method is all well and good in your instructor's car, but when it comes to driving your own car, that method might not work, so try and use your own judgment as much as you can, and it will pay off in the long run. So if you feel like it's getting too close to the curb, then steer more to the right, and if there's too much space between you and the curb, then steer left. But be careful, make sure you're looking around all the time, stopping if anyone gets near you. Getting the biting point here is essential to stop you rolling forward. Once you feel like you have the back in, close to the curb, then steer right to get the front in, keeping an all-round check, really using subtle movements of the clutch. You don't want to roll forward, so you don't want to lower the clutch too much, but you don't want to raise the clutch too much either, as it will make you go too fast. Here's a final tip. If you're parking and facing downhill, then you could leave your steering wheel turned to the left and leave it in reverse gear with the handbrake on to stop it rolling forward. Well, that's the end of our video on parallel parking going uphill. I really hope it's been useful. If it has, then don't forget to subscribe for our latest videos, as it really helps us to make more. Stay safe on the road. Really appreciate you watching, and see you soon.